Wait, are we
Or do you
pouring all
know
of these while we
bourbons?
do it?
No, we're not
Yeah,
pouring
yeah,
out.
and we're
Yeah,
given
you have to
full
drink
full tasting
everything.
notes.
Yeah,
Am I about to
yeah,
drink 30 bourbons?
yes, you
What
have
are
to
you
drink another
eating?
30. We released our best of. You saw what it was, but you might wonder what each of us thought our best bottles were. So this is us telling you. Hopefully, you watch this. I don't know. We'll see. Um, Starting off week one, we will go with Chuck. So Chuck, let us know what are the 9, 10 bottles you entered for your best bourbons of 2023.
Yeah, thank you, TJ. I will put a little asterisk. You and I
Where'd
have a
you get the
lot of
number
this.
9 from? 9? Then we all do 10? Why'd you say
No,
9?
TJ did 11.
I did 11 because I wanted to make sure we had an average bourbon that you poo-pooed the crap out of.
I only
Um,
submitted 9 because I only thought 9 were worthy. If I don't think I
Yeah.
can win, I don't submit.
we submit
That's why
winners,
people hate you.
not black horses.
That's why people hate you, Chuck. You are not the people's champ.
People say there's some very findable bourbons in here. Um,
Yeah.
TJ had the
these
most
are-
TJ had the most expensive submission.
I did.
Multiple submissions. Plural.
There are some Chuck's like there are some very attainable bourbons in here with my American Express Platinum black card.
All right, because I don't want this to be 5 hours long. Let's move on. Chuck, what are your
I was going to
bottles?
say the only asterisk here is that you and I have a lot of the same bourbons, so
Yes.
we did collude and make sure that we did not submit the same bourbons. So that said, these are my submissions, my 9 submissions. One, shout out to Brian. Thank you. Brian found this Dickel 15/19-year-old in his local store down there in Missouri.
Yep.
I think we've had a
Pineville.
Dickel 15 submission for the last 3 years, so we had to keep it running. These
Yep.
are always great finds, especially for the value.
Represent.
Great. If you can find them over 100 proof, that's the sweet spot's
Yeah.
at.
Absolutely.
My next submission, where do I want to go next? I'm going to go to a surprise here. And this was, maybe you call it a purchase of the moment, and
Yeah.
a seal box short barrel. But this is from the Green River Distillery. So the short barrel, I think, gives it some, what they mean by short barrel, fewer bottles. There's a lot more evaporation, concentrated some of those flavors. Guys, remember years ago, not that many years ago, the Olfo 117 series, like that's kind of what that first one was.
Yeah.
So that's why I jumped on this, and I was not disappointed. So seal box short barrel.
I keep
So by
reaching out to
current-
them. So if they would like to send us samples, we would gladly accept it and give you a fair review. Just saying.
Absolutely.
So by purchase of the moment, you mean you had been sampling stuff, doing product research a healthy amount that night and then purchased it, or you were like traveling alone and just bored in a hotel. And
It was probably like Sealbox send those emails
Yeah.
at like 1 p.m. or something. So
It was like he texted me, "Hey, you gonna buy this?" And I said no. He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna buy this." And I was like, "Okay, cool." That's
And
generally what it goes.
yeah, exactly.
We don't we don't text you because we know the answer is no.
We don't. Hey, he can be on the Sealbox email list just as easy as we can.
Especially because they don't ship to me anymore, and I'm gonna have to mail them to you.
Yeah, fine. I'll be your bourbon. No,
Mhm.
We'll set up a bourbon cabinet. My cabinets are full, but we'll find one. This is a resubmission. So Calumet 16 was also in
Always
our
good.
bourbon of the year last year. And I submitted it again. You can still find it on the shelf. So I thought it was an
Yep.
appropriate send. And actually, I did buy this bottle in 2023. So I also felt it was appropriate. Buffalo Trace fans, you should be looking out for this. Lovely oak, cherry, aged Kentucky. Good stuff. I'm going to go to this one. TJ, you and I both have this bottle. Thank you for this. This is the Hirsch single barrel, double barrel double oaked.
So many caveats.
So yeah, two barrels into one barrel to make it one barrel to make it a single barrel that was then double oaked, or it was double oaked as a single barrel. No, we're big fans of the Hirsch brand. The Hirsch 6-year single barrel was in our best of last year. Excellent. Has it I call it this unique candy taste. Like it's just has these notes that are either candy, floral.
Yeah. I've heard great things about it. I really have. I've heard great things about it. It would have been so cool to get like a call from someone like, "Hey, we found this," and it just never really happened for me.
It was
maybe when you start giving us the call, we'll start giving you the call.
Yeah. Also, it was outside your price range, so I respect your price range. Fair. I don't want to, make you sleep on the couch. So just saying.
That's fair. Continue.
My next submission, Jack 12. So shout out to a good friend who got this for me. I couldn't find it local stores, but when you know somebody. I think this is a delightful pour. Definitely worth the hunt. We're big fans of Jack Daniels, especially the single barrel proofs. One of the best buys in bourbon, but one of the best top 5 buys of bourbon generally. And I think the Jack 12 was solid. I think for price point, maybe you go with the single barrels generally as the better value, but certainly the Jack 12 was worthy. I'm going to go to this one next, which Makers has been a standard in our best of lineups for their wood finishing series the last 3 years. And this is their last submission from their wood finishing series. This is the BEP, which is finished with 10 virgin American oak staves. This did better than we anticipated.
Absolutely.
We didn't think it was going to do as well as it did, but that's why we do blinds and you taste things individually and without preconceived notions, because we all have biases. So I think our expectations based on our past wood finishing series, the FEO1, FEO2, those are just amazing. Yeah. Brian's reaction says it all. But the BEP, don't sleep on it. It's solid.
Yeah. I found a side note. I found a guy recently who had 2 bottles. I was like, yeah, I had these. They've been sitting around, never really opened them. And it was like, yeah, like if you want them for like $75 each, I'd sell them. Like, done.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like, I felt bad. I'm like, do I need to like go to like confession and like be like, I have stolen from somebody? I didn't. And now I have a new FAU1 and FAU2.
Very nice.
Oh, you had an FAU. Oh, when you said, I thought you were talking about BEPs.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, I do have a backup of this, and now I'm not so sad that I do have a backup because I was originally going to give it to Brian, and I actually texted him. I was like, "Hey, Brian, am I saving this for you?" And he goes, "No." And I'm like, "Okay, good." Okay. And next submission, we got to have a barrel in here.
Yeah,
and
fun side note, you already got me one. I picked it up at your wedding. Or was that from TJ?
No, it was definitely from me. Give me the credit.
One of you at your wedding had a BEP for me because I had not seen it.
It's probably TJ.
It sounds like more like a TJ thing.
But I did buy that, I think, intentionally for you. But probably. Maybe it happened back to back. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, back to this barrel. I blinded the 2 batches from this year, 34, 35. Thought 34 was the best, so that's what I submitted. Batch 34. Always big fans of barrel batches. This one's pretty solid. As you can see, I've drank a fair bit of it. And yeah, one of our best values in bourbon, generally. $80.
Yep.
But I drank a fair bit of it. Is that your first batch 34 or your second?
No, it is actually at first.
Okay.
And maybe I'll just the last thing to say is like you can still find batch 33. I can still find batch 33 on the shelf. So if people are out there like haven't had a batch haven't purchased a barrel batch, like go buy batch 33. It's still sitting on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
That is worth the price of admission right there.
I am going to put that as a short. You're welcome.
Can that be in slow motion?
No, I'm okay. I was going to do that, but bland straight from the barrel. I picked this up on a trip to Paris. Pity, and I thought it was worthy. I did also buy a Blanton's Gold this year that was not worthy. They are single barrels, so some are good, some are not good. But this was my first straight from the barrel. Thought I'd share it with the boys. I thought it was good enough.
I loved it. Just saying.
TJ did love it.
I did.
And last but not least, you got Makers, you got Jack, you got some heavy hit barrel, Dickel. You got to have an Elijah Craig barrel proof in here, right? And it's batch C923, probably the best batch, at least by our ratings, the best batch ever since before 2020, since before we have any barrel. Those are the only barrels that we have, so that we can't go back before 2020. If people want to send us samples, we would be happy to blind them and taste them. But that's all we can say. So C923, almost 14 years, age stated, 133 proof of just pure Kentucky bourbon gold.
So there you go. Those are Chuck's samples sent. All very good. Very excited. You've seen how they finished, but we wanted to let you know what he actually entered, so you had an idea.
Or if you haven't seen it, go check out the video.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that, see you next time. Cheers.
Stay neat.
Power bourbon.